One of the most common problems that I see within restoration is restoration business owners don't understand how to supercharge sales. The restoration industry as a whole is so heavily focused on efficiency, gross margin, and means and methods, but overall struggles with sales. And if we look at our sister industry, which is the roofing restoration industry, these guys are absolute killers at selling roofs and have no problem with it, but obviously they have shortcomings in the operational side. If there's one thing that I think every single restoration company needs to understand is how to pour more fuel on the fire. In this video, I want to give you 4 tactics that will help you boost your restoration business. Let's dive in. So the first tip and tactic I want to outline is the Restoration Millionaire Method. And actually in the link below, I explain the entire method in its entirety. And it's so near and dear to my heart that I wrote an entire book about it. But it's the concept of focus. Restoration contractors want to do everything for everyone at every single time. And that's how they believe the way of growing and scaling their businesses. I mean, we were victims of that too. We started doing emergency mitigation services and using our mitigation guys to put houses back together, started doing recon, started doing contents right away. And we ended up being these jack of all trades, master of none, and it really slowed down our growth. So the Restoration Millionaire Method basically says it's a step-by-step methodical method where from $0 to $1 million, you focus on one service offering and one referral source. So you'll say something like, I'm just focusing on emergency services and I'm only doing online marketing. From $1 to $3 million, you go from one service, one referral source to one service, 2 referral sources. So you'll stick with emergency services, then you'll focus on plumbers and online marketing. And then you'll go from $3 to $5 million by doing still one service, emergency services, and focusing on multiple referral sources, plumbers, agents, online marketing. And then after from 5 to 7, the jump is super easy. All you have to do is then turn on the reconstruction services or the content services, and all of those emergency service leads turn into reconstruction jobs. You spin up a team and you're able to grow that way. But the number one thing that is very important to take out of the entire Restoration Millionaire Method is focus and intentionality on growing your sales. The second thing that I want to talk about is also in my book, and it's the circles method. And the problem within restoration is that when you look at restoration websites and you hear restoration contractors talk, it's literally the sea of sameness. Every single restoration contractor regurgitate things like, 24/7 emergency response, IICRC certified, air movers, dehumidifiers, all these different terms, and it's kind of the sea of sameness. What restoration contractors don't understand is that when they're talking to a prospect like an insurance agent, that prospect does not care about how many 5-star reviews you have, or the fact that you have a 24/7 emergency response time, or you use dry ease air movers and dehumidifiers. That prospect has certain pains that you need to connect with and identify those pains. That's the C and the I. So the R is relieve, and basically you want to solve a big problem that insurance agent or prospect has. And then the next C is craft, where basically you're putting together a value prop that your restoration company has that can solve and relieve that problem, which we'll talk about in a second. The L is loop, where every single time you talk to a customer that was referred by that referral party, you're looping them back in and shining the light back on them. And then the S, you're systematizing. You basically have an entire system through which that could be repeated over and over again. So instead of going to an insurance agent and pitching them this boring BBVA plus rated, here's the donuts, why not frame it through the context of the insurance agent? Mr. Insurance Agent, the number one reason why your insureds are gonna leave your book of business is going to be due to poor claims experience. In fact, we know this so well that we have statistics to back it up, and 80% of the reason why people switch carriers is because of poor claims experience. At 123 Restoration Company, we've actually crafted this program where we help insurance agents navigate the insurance claim process. We basically go out, we inspect the property, and if there are no damages, we basically tell the homeowner straight up. If the damages are lower than what makes sense to file a claim, we tell the homeowner straight up and help them. If there are damages and it requires a claim, we walk them through the entire step-by-step process and make sure that they have an extraordinary claims experience, and we shine that all back on you as the insurance agent. And we let them know that if they didn't have you as the insurance agent, they wouldn't get this extraordinary service. So the circles method is just absolutely powerful. And Sales 101 just says like everything needs to be connected back to the prospect. We love talking about ourselves. We love regurgitating all the wonderful things that we do. But at the end of the day, that is not going to boost your restoration sales. The third thing you need to do to be able to supercharge your restoration sales is to measure the metrics, not the results. Oftentimes, as restoration contractors, we aim for results, right? We want $5 million of revenue this year. We want, X amount of leads this year, but we're not measuring those leading indicators and those metrics. And when we go out and hire a route marketer, for example, we're not really looking at how many stops per day they're doing. We're not reading the notes that they're putting in within the CRM. We're not looking at all of those things. And then shocker, 90 to 120 days later, they are not performing. They're not bringing the results that we want them to bring in, so we have to let them go. Well, what if there was a way to be able to look at those leading indicators and coach on that? That's where a software like Albi comes in, where you have a robust CRM where that route marketer works out of that CRM and you're able to look at those metrics and you're able to see what that person is doing, how many stops per day they're doing. You're able to read over the notes and see the conversations that they're having, and then everything's tied back to project. There's no question if a project came in from an insurance agent or not. You can clearly track all of that. And then number 4 is actually using technology to put all of this on steroids. So if you implement data-driven decision-making, for example, which basically involves buying a CRM like Albi, tracking everything, and then analyzing the data, you can start looking for trends. So for example, our sales went down. Okay, great. Why did sales go down? Well, last month we had 20 jobs. This month we had 20 jobs, but sales are the same. Well, then you can start diving in deeper and asking further questions. Why is that? Is it because the average job size this month went down versus last month? Is it because we had more insurance agent referrals this month and last month we had more plumber referrals and plumbers have a better conversion rate than insurance agents do, for example? Is it because our best account manager was actually out on vacation and all of the leads we got in this month were from online marketing? Basically, you can use technology and data-driven decision-making to really put your entire business and your restoration company on steroids by making the proper decisions and pulling on the levers. And it can be overwhelming sometimes, but the number one word of advice I have for everybody is to find that 2x lever. Look for that lever that if you can pull on, it can literally double your business. Overall, Restoration Millionaire Method teaches us to focus and follow a specific method on growing our business. The Circles Method teaches us how to connect with our prospects and not fall into the sea of sameness. The third method, looking at metrics as opposed to results and implementing good technology to be able to track those. And then the fourth thing that I have for you guys today is supercharge your restoration business by using technology. There's a lot of amazing technology out there, like Albi, for example, that you can implement within your business and really give it a boost. If you like this content and want to hear more, please hit the like button and that notification bell, as every single week we're out here pouring into the restoration community. Talk to you guys soon.